Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk H.P. Lovecraft. Doing a Sunday edition of Let's Talk H.P. Lovecraft, and this Sunday happens to be Super Bowl Sunday, so I'll get this done, get out of your hair before the big game. Today's short story is called Oblivione, published in 1921 in the United Amateur, and he used the pseudonym not Howard Phillips, Ward Phillips. Lovecraft occasionally did this. I'm not entirely sure why. But the pseudonym Ward Phillips is barely a pseudonym. It's very obviously him. But this is a less than 2-page long, I call it a short story. Some people describe it as a prose poem. But in either case, it is about a narrator who is old, sick, dying, nearing the end of his life, and he is longing for release. He increasingly finds himself craving sleep and the escape of dreams. And one night, wandering in his dreams, he comes to a gated wall that he cannot cross through. And he continues to wander. He finds a city, and there he discovers an old papyrus scroll, which describes what may lay beyond this wall. And it also describes that a human could not pass through it and return. But it also describes how to get through it, which involves taking a drug and going to sleep permanently. He then goes, he wakes up, and in his real life, supposedly, he does ingest this drug, slips away, and then he finds that the gate is wide open, and that beyond is neither heaven or hell, but actually sort of a pure, spectacular, white, unstructured space, Oblivion. And that's it. It's a neat little tale. It's highly effective for being so short. It's at its heart is about the long for escape from the drudgery of living, from the pain of living, from the monotony of living. Even if life is good, I mean, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. To me, really, what it calls to mind today, as in 2019, is this issue of like assisted suicide and euthanasia that we occasionally hear about in the news media. You know, the religious zealots and the people who aren't ready sort of see it as, oh, this is a horrible thing. How could you want to die? And we must keep people alive, no matter how bad their condition is, until the final moment when they slip away. And that's, to me, is ridiculous. I think what this story really is about the choice of death and the idea that you can die with dignity, and that there is actually a point where the possibility of whatever's after, whether it be something or nothing, and in this case I think it's nothing, it's a noble thing. It's not a thing to be feared, and the living need to be more accepting of the fact that it's not about them, you know, it's about the person who's going through the thing. But really, though, it's about the idea that sometimes oblivion is preferable. And I really like that, because I've never, well, not since I was a child anyway, never really got the idea that, you know, you want to go to a paradise forever. To me, that's just, it's bonkers, because I don't think people can really comprehend what forever is. Surely you don't want to go to a bad place forever, but even a good place is a horror, you know. I mean, we see that every time somebody tries to create a utopia. And then even if you look at people in this world who, you know, have it all, you know, they end up being miserable, because forever is a long time, and existence would be horrible, I think, if it never ended, you know. This idea that who was the quote from? It was from like a sitcom, and it was basically that life is only worth a damn because it's short. you know. And I'll leave you with that. I think it's a really jam-packed philosophical piece by Lovecraft in the space of basically a 3-minute read. So if you have the chance, be sure to check this one out. As with most of Lovecraft's work, there are countless versions available for free in audiobook form right here on YouTube. I like to listen to the channel Horror Babble a lot. Typically what I'll do is I will pick today's story and read along while I'm listening to the narrator. I think that really helps me to sort of sink right down into the fabric of the story. And with that, my journey through the complete H.P. Lovecraft continues. So tune in again soon for the next one.